All right, so we're gonna do one last video. So I wanna address an issue. So I robbed that bank about 7 years and some months ago, and I will tell you this. I tell you about dead time, right? Like how I went into dead time even before I robbed that bank. I've told you about that, and I've told you how my life changed. I mean, it was crazy, man. I since I was a little kid, I know I've said I had a screwed up growing up, and it was screwed up. But at the same time, I mean, when I went to school, yeah, I didn't have all the clothes, I didn't have the money and stuff. But when I went to school, I'm pretty sure most kids would say this, or some kids might say this, and they might say, that I was, I mean, more or less pleasant or funny or normal, and everybody was normal, pleasant, and funny, and it was all that. Yeah, I wasn't like getting close with anyone, but I would play with all the kids, all the shit that they played. I would do my work and my assignments like they did, and everything was pretty normal. Even though the house was fucked up, the school wasn't that bad. And when I turned 18, I was done with school, and I had a job at a downtown American franchise hotel, 4-star hotel, where I was getting paid like almost double what the minimum wage was. I didn't tell you that. Yeah, I did work as a dishwasher. I did wash dishes in the kitchen. I was getting paid almost double what the minimum wage was. Like almost double what it was. Okay, at 18 years old. Okay. And my first job as an adult. Getting that job without having any family reference or any friend reference or any reference whatsoever. Which doesn't really happen, really. And it wasn't like I applied to 100 places or 1,000 places. I literally wrote the names of, and I remember their names too. And I wrote the names of 5 hotels and 5 downtown locations, and I applied to all of them, and I got one of them. And obviously, when I'm thinking of a hotel, I gotta know, okay, it's a big American chain, like if it's in my mind. You know what I mean? So, that was the case. And, and I'll tell you one thing. I really used to believe in criminal justice. I used to believe in the government. I used to believe in laws and values and all that stuff. I used to believe in all that stuff. Yeah, I would say, there was some defiance there, and I did have defiance in me from a very young age, but I had a different kind of defiance because being at level 1, to be very honest with you, there was nothing that I could get to. Being at level 1, and I'll tell you, I felt like I was pretty resourceful as a kid. But that, things were never working out for me because I was always at level 1. They were working out, but they were working out at a basic level. If it wasn't for that, I could have been just a success, way better than I am now. Or even as good as I am now at a very young age, at a tender young age, like 6, 7 years old, probably, even 9, 10 years old. But the point is that, I really believed in all these things. And they always worked out for me, like all the time. Like, I remember, I was in the principal's office, and there was another kid there, and we had started fighting in the classroom. Like, I think it was 12th grade. We were fighting in the classroom, literally, and when it got broken up, and I talked her into not suspending any of us, either of us. So she decided not to suspend either of us, If you ask me how I did it, well, I'm not going to go into that. That's not good for kids to know that kind of stuff. So, but I'll tell you, it went that far. I mean, everything always worked out for me. Whenever it was about right or wrong, it always worked for me. It was very easy. If somebody said to me, for example, you should practice Islam or fast, I would just say like, dude, I can't fast, man. Why can't you fast? Got, such and such and such. I always had reasoning, and all my reasoning always worked. I always had reasoning for everything. When I had a job, one day there was like a thunderstorm. I was like, dude, screw this shit. I am getting the F out of this fucking store right now. You know what I mean? Like, dude, there's a thunderstorm. I'm going straight home, man, because, and I was supposed to close off and do this and do that. And I was like, dude, I am not. There was like a very, very crazy thunderstorm about to start. And it was like nighttime. And I just ran my ass. And it was raining like crazy and thundering. And I ran my ass home, I'll tell you, I had no fear anytime. And when I was in Colombia, I was in a taxi in the south part of Colombia. And he almost hit like a big piece of something in the middle. It was like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I yelled like, "Watch out!" Or I said something, and the guy swerved, and he goes, "Thanks for that, man. You saved my ass there, because I would have gotten in a bad accident, And that happened again in Medellin because was it in Medellin? No, it happened again. It happened again in the south. When I was going to Medellin, I got a guy to take me to the airport in a taxi, and we were going up like mountains and mountains and mountains. And again, it was raining and thunder, and the guy's car just spun out of control. We nearly tipped and fell off of the road, like fell down the mountain, nearly. And I wasn't even, he was like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Don't worry about it, man. It's not a big deal. We're good. Keep driving. We'll get to the airport." Like it was nothing. I'm not even joking about that. But that was the deal with me. I mean, I always believed in things, and things always worked out for me. Whatever they presented for me always worked out. Whenever I would reason something, it made sense. I was pretty good with reasoning everything. You might think that's kind of funny, but it's true. That was what my life was like, man. At work, if I ever have an issue, everything used to always get sorted out somehow. And I used to always stay connected to the world somehow. Like I always felt ever connected, not just in my own neighborhood, not just in my city, not just in the city that I had vibes with, but anywhere and everywhere. I always was connected very well to everything that I did. I think people started believing that maybe I did some kind of fucked up shit, like some kind of low piece of shit, that my life changed like that, which is not true. I just feel like I kind of went into that time. You know what I mean? And it was just a part of life. It was part of my life at least. And when I went into that, was it's kind of bad, But I would say over 7 years. I mean, I remember like everything when I was like, when I would say, for example, this is wrong, this shouldn't happen, this is the way it should be, things would always work for me, and I was always connected. And this dead time, and that's what frustrated me so much in my life, was that people were running shit over me all the time, and people were trying to make a mockery of my life. All of a sudden, everybody was not scared of me anymore. And I'm telling you, like, even people who were like really nice, good people, they were scared of me, and the reason they weren't scared of me that I was gonna beat them up or get crazy. They were scared of me because they were like, dude, this guy always ends up getting his way. He's very connected and he knows what he's doing. It's not good to fuck with him. It's a really, really stupid thing to fuck with this guy. And the people that wanted to fuck with me is the ones they would call were the ones who were like the street people, "Oh man, you gotta fuck this guy up, man. He's a pussy, man. He's a big communicator, he's a big networker, he's an expert at networking. You gotta beat the shit out of him, man, or you gotta rush him or rob him, pull guns to his head or something." You know what I mean? And I got that a lot. When he's driving by me, why don't you guys just rob him at the traffic light when it's a red light, And nobody ever really did shit. But that's what they were pushing. They were trying to scare me like, "Oh, that world, you'll never last in there. You'll get fucked up because you're a soft little pussy who's pretty, who knows how to talk, who knows his way around, who makes shitloads of friends every day and networks with people like insanely." You know what I mean? If it wasn't for that, you couldn't do shit in this world, but that's all you have. And I'm telling you, we got hitters and crazy motherfuckers and gangsters that'll fuck you up. And so, you know what I mean? That was what they used to throw at me. And that was what I was tentative about, because I didn't live that life. I might have joined a gang, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I joined and I started selling drugs or something right away. That doesn't really mean that. I might join an organization or a gang, just joining it even while being legit. You know what I mean? Because I was doing legit life so well that I could actually join a gang while being legit. You know what I mean? Or and maybe just partying a little bit and that's it. Maybe what I mean, doing something like that. So that was the deal. Even when I turned 18, people thought, "Oh, the way I grew up, it was like, oh, I would never be allowed to do anything." And I had a job and everything, and they weren't saying shit to me. Once I was 18, nobody was saying shit to me in the house. Nobody could tell me anything in that house. Nobody could tell me anything. Oh, you better go to university. Oh, they tried all that stuff. It didn't work. Say, I ain't fucking going to university or college, nigga. Fuck this shit, nigga. What are you gonna do with your life? Oh, you can't go out at night, nigga. Fuck you, nigga, because I'm gonna go out at night. So go fuck yourself, nigga. You know, that was my attitude, man. But like I said, when I hit that dead time, people thought that, oh, maybe it's the bank I robbed, maybe I did something before that, maybe I was doing shit in Colombia. That's what people were thinking, you know. And I might have done a little bit of stuff in Colombia, but you know, that's what people were thinking, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, with all that, oh, you're scared, oh, you'll never enter this world. How do I end up in jail for robbing a bank? Okay, I'm in jail. I turn up in jail for robbing a bank. You know what I mean? And right away, it was like I could not get my way, man. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, no. Oh, I want to, no. And it wasn't just in the jail, and it just wasn't after I robbed the bank. It was even before I robbed that bank. All of a sudden, everybody was shitting on my life. Okay, I might not have had, I might have been, everybody was shitting on my life, man. You know, who does he know? Let's shit on his friends. Let's shit on anyone that networks with him. Because they had been so fearful of who I was and how connected and networking that I was, or network that I was, that the fact that nobody could save me in that dead time and everybody was networking with me, couldn't do shit for me, they turned on anybody who had any ties with me, as to destroy my life into nothing. You know what I mean? And I went through over 7 years of that. People were supposed to be close to me and stuff. People were supposed to be real with me. Everybody was trying to fuck me over. Everybody was like, forget about you. I had nobody left in my life. Literally nobody. And the only people I could turn to were some of the most, scariest people that anybody could have seen. You know, the only people I could turn to were the absolute scariest guys that anybody didn't want to fuck with. Those were the only people that I could be around. And then when they left, I mean, it was good having them in my life for the time that I did. But when I went back into that dead time and they had left, I had nothing again, and I was getting screwed over once again in my life. So, that's what I'm talking about. Now, I've told you that I believe I'm in lifetime for a month now. I really believe that. And I know it's coming back, and I know it's there. And you know what? There's one more thing I wanted to establish, talking about my past and everything in this video, in the past video. I was always repping the wrong thing, but I was ready to fight for anybody who was on my side. So if I had the misconception that there was a side that was my side, if I had a misconception of who I was, or if I didn't know enough about the world and my own life, if I was at a basic level, so whoever was sticking with me on my side, I was with them, kind of thing, or whatever I thought I was representing, I was ready to fight and represent for. But and I made that as a statement, for people to know that, oh, I'm repping this. I don't care how fucking goofy or stupid these people are. I'm gonna rep with them and fuck you up if you disrespect us. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do it in their style, like the way they're supposed to do it. I'm gonna do it all in their style. I'm not, I'm not gonna get into that Latin style. As of today, it's different, because I would say that my biggest competitor or enemy, like you can say, like, listen, if you were living in Africa, North Africa, you can have enemies. Let's say Egypt and Ethiopia are big enemies. Okay, Egypt and Ethiopia are big enemies, but they're around each other. Even though they should be neighbors and friends, they're big time enemies. Even though there are countries that the two hate way more than each other, but they're next to each other. You see what I'm saying? So for me, from being from Europe and being Latin, my natural most hated and closest enemy that's located closest to me is white people. It's non-Latin people. For me, it's the white trash. I call them white trash. I consider myself to be better. I consider myself to be Latin. And these people to me are trash. And they don't like me, and we don't like them. I don't like them. They don't like me. We don't like them. They don't like us. See what I'm saying? And this is where life has pretty much gone to. And this is the genuine place of where my life should be at and where I'm actually at. So it is what it is, and I'm done for now.